Get started. Hi everyone, my name is Zusel Aguilar. I'm an admission counselor here at Gonzaga. I am going to be moderating this academic information session, so please feel free to send your questions within the chat, and then I have a list open so we can get through them towards the end of the presentation. But I'm going to go ahead and let our presenters introduce themselves.
Hi everybody, my name's Mia Bertinoli. I'm an Associate Dean in the College of Arts and Sciences, and I'm also a biology professor, and I'm currently chairing the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry.
Hi, I'm Patricia Terry, also an Associate Dean and an English professor.
Hi guys, my name is Erin Sofianik. I'm a current junior at Gonzaga this year. I'm double majoring in economics and international relations with a minor in entrepreneurial leadership studies. And Riley and I will be here to answer any questions you have from a student perspective.
Hi guys, I'm Riley. I'm a current freshman. I am currently a bio major with a chemistry minor. So any questions about the sciences, just point them towards me.
Well, thank you all for being here today. I'm really excited to see all of you. And we're glad that we can have Gel Weekend, even if it looks a little bit different than all of us were expecting it would look. And congratulations on being accepted to Gonzaga University. That's fantastic. I'm really excited that you're all here. So what we'd like to do today is just share with you a little bit more information about the College of Arts and Sciences at Gonzaga and why we think you would make a great ZAG, and also to answer some of the questions that you might have. And so what I would like to do, oops, we got somebody unmuted there. There we go. What I'd like to do is I would like to just walk you through a couple of PowerPoint slides that provide some background information and hopefully are the starting point for some of the questions that you'd like to ask. And as we go through, I'd like to invite you to please ask your questions using the chat feature, and we will try and address them as we can. If they're relevant to what we're talking about at the moment, we'll stop and we'll take questions then. And if we don't get to them during the middle of the meeting, we'll try and get to them towards the end of our time together. So again, please feel free to ask those questions. And then also at the end, you will be able to get in touch with any of us that are on this call with you today. We'll give you the contact information, which I think is also found on the Virtual Gel website. So please feel free to reach out to us if you'd like. So I'm going to start sharing my screen with all of you and just tell you a little bit more about the College of Arts and Sciences at Gonzaga University. So right now, our interim dean is Dr. Matt Barr, and you already met Associate Dean Patricia Terry, and then I am the other Associate Dean. And if you have not visited our website yet, please feel free to do so, where you can find a lot of the information that we're going to be talking about today, and perhaps even some answers to questions that you might have after we're done talking today. So what I'd like to share with you is more information about why I think it's a great thing to pursue a degree from the College of Arts and Sciences at Gonzaga, and to help you understand what some of the options are, and then to talk to you a little bit about our fantastic faculty and what we do for you, and then also to address questions either as they come up or at the end. So this picture is just a little reminder for me to tell you about all of the different things that you could be doing at Gonzaga based on what you're interested in. And so I love these pictures because these are real Gonzaga students doing real things here at Gonzaga. And it just shows you the diversity of things that you could participate in based entirely upon your interest. And so as we go through this, I think you're going to hear that theme of follow your passion, follow what you're interested in, and keep exploring, because that's what we really think is the essential part of a liberal arts education and the College of Arts and Sciences. One of the most important parts of what we try and do is to live up to our mission. And the focus of our mission and the Jesuit education mission is really to develop leaders who are focused on how to best apply their skills and talents in the service of others. So we want our students to make a positive impact in their communities and beyond. We want them to be using their skills and their talents and their major to try and help other people. And we tend to attract students who already have this in mind and then just give them the opportunity to explore that even more completely while they're here. So the value of a liberal arts education really is that you are going to be developing amazing skills and foundational opportunities that enhance your ability to be a lifelong learner and also to be a leader in whatever career you choose. What we've learned is that not only do we think that's great, but that employers also value the outcomes of a liberal arts education. And so I wanted to show you what I mean by that. So some of the things that you get from a liberal arts education are the ability to communicate well. So if you look at this list of what the top skills and qualities employers are looking for, I think you'll find that numbers 1 through 9 have absolutely nothing to do with whatever your technical career choice might be. So what you major in and what you are specifically trained in doesn't come up until number 10 on this list. What comes up are all of the different things that you develop through the core curriculum and through a liberal arts education that are really expanded upon and nurtured through your major. So number 1 is written communication skills. And then they also love it when their employees have problem-solving skills, that they can work in teams well, that they take initiative, that they can analyze a problem and help use numbers and data to solve that problem, that they have a strong work ethic, that they communicate well verbally, that they're good leaders, and that they're detail-oriented. And then the technical skills become important to the employers. So what I've learned is that most of the time employers can teach you what they need to teach you about your specific job, but they really love it when you come to them with already developed background in writing and thinking and being a good team leader. So I thought that was a helpful way to kind of show you what the value of this is, just beyond us telling you that we think it's important. We have the university core curriculum that all students at Gonzaga University complete in order to graduate. And that includes communication and critical thinking classes that we call thought and expression. They include classes in philosophy, scientific inquiry, religious studies, math, English literature, and then within the core, but also within your particular major, you can also find writing intensive courses, global studies courses, and a lot of different courses that focus on social justice issues. So through the core curriculum, we want students to develop foundational skills, to be able to read and think critically, to write well, to be able to analyze, reflect, discuss, and persuade. And again, that goes back to that list of what employers are looking for and why I think it is that our students actually do very, very well, and often employers say, can you please send me more of those? And we're happy to do that. So this just shows you how our core is broken down into the 4 years, and each year has a specific theme and different courses that we encourage students to take within that year that help develop that theme. So year 1 is understanding and creating, year 2 is being and becoming, year 3 is caring and doing, and year 4 is imagining the possible. So the different courses that you'll be taking in each of the 4 years help to develop that particular theme, but then as you notice, they also build and grow upon the previous year's theme. So by the end, you have this really nice comprehensive skill set, and you've been exposed to different ways of thinking about the world and to different tools, how to analyze the world around you. So I wanted to take just a minute to stop there, see if we have any questions yet that are relevant to what we've been talking about.
No questions so far, but please feel free to send them in the chat, and then I'll have a log of them to keep track of for the next time we pause for questions.
Mia, I wonder if we could ask Riley and Erin about their experience in the core curriculum.
Personally, I love the core curriculum. I think it's kind of fun just because it lets you take classes in a lot of areas that you wouldn't normally have the opportunity to. You get to focus on things that aren't necessarily in your major, but it makes you a better, more well-rounded person. I remember my first day, one of my professors told me that if we came out just being prepared to go into the job force, Gonzaga had failed us. And so the idea is to make you kind of the most holistically developed person possible. And I think that's really valuable. The religion and philosophy courses are interesting. They help you learn how to think in different ways. You kind of become more thoughtful about different perspectives. And so I think it's a very rewarding and very well thought out core curriculum.
Yeah, kind of going off of what Aaron said, like specifically for me and a lot of people in my major of like bio or chemistry, we're very like STEM minded and it's easy to get stuck in that mindset. But having those core classes allow you to kind of branch out and learn things that are also useful, like communication skills, number one. Like my comm class right now is by far one of the most helpful classes I've taken just because like I do not like speaking in front of people, but it was really helpful and really useful to learn those kind of skills, no matter what degree path or what job you end up getting. So having those core classes kind of forces you to learn new things that you might not think that you need, but end up being very valuable later on.
Thank you. That's really helpful.
There was one more question on the core that that we received. Can core classes, their credits, go towards your major as well?
I'll be glad to take that one. So students are able to fulfill the core requirements. If you look at the bottom of the screen in the designations, students are able to fulfill requirements in writing, global studies, and social justice in the major. I think almost all the majors offer some of those courses. And then also in the year 4 core integration seminar, several departments have developed core integration seminars that are good for their majors to take as well. So the answer is yes, to some degree. You can, and especially in working with your advisor, you can plan to make the most out of that intersection between the core and your major.
So Patricia just mentioned majors, so I wanted to look with you at what the different majors within the College of Arts and Sciences are and what your options could be. And so if you look at this list, I won't read it to you, but there are a number of very fun majors that you could pursue within the College of Arts and Sciences. And within almost every one of these departments, you'll also find the opportunity to minor in one of these areas. So for example, you could be a biology major who's also minoring in music or in dance, or you could be an economics major who is getting a minor in mathematics, or you could major in 2 of these disciplines at the same time and maybe even minor in another one. So with careful planning and through conversation with your academic advisor and in trying to make a 4-year plan, you can start to get creative and really put together a combination of things that will help you really pursue what you're most interested in and get you ready for whatever it is that you'd like to do next. So I really encourage you to go to our undergraduate catalog and to spend some time just looking at the different majors that we offer and the kinds of courses that you will be taking if you choose to follow the major, because I think that's how you really kind of get to know what the major's about and what some of the really fun, especially at the upper division level, the topics that you take at upper division level are often what really motivates students to go and to pursue a particular major or minor. So I wanted to ask our students if they wanted to talk a little bit about their own majors.
Yeah, I would love to. So I'm economics in the School of Arts and Sciences, as well as international relations. And so international relations is a subset of international studies. We focus on kind of the interconnectedness of the world. It goes really well with a lot of different things. If you are wanting to pursue kind of a global career, international relations is a really, really great major for you. There is also a international business concentration in the business school if you're more interested in business, but still want to focus on that kind of international relations field. And then economics, very cool degree because you take a lot of technical classes, but you also get to look at a lot of how do we apply economics in the real world. So that's been really interesting. I just completed a really cool research project while I was abroad on kind of the impact of refugees on healthcare systems, and it's counting as an economics credit. So there's all sorts of really interesting stuff you can do with that as well.
Yeah, so I'm a bio major with a chemistry minor. And currently my bio major is also a research concentration. So I really love the bio program at Gonzaga because specifically I want to go into the medical field, either go to med school or PA school. And what's great about the bio program there is you can go a bunch of different tracks, and you always have advisors along the way to help you take what classes are best with what you're interested in. My advisor right now is great with helping me decide, you know, would this class be great for the MCAT, or would this class be great for the MCAT, and finding research opportunities and just building upon the skills that I'm going to need to go into the medical field and to take the MCAT. So if you are looking for anything sciencey, I would definitely recommend looking at biology, biochemistry, chemistry. All of those are pretty well-rounded programs. I take classes in physics, chemistry, biology, so you kind of get the whole, you know, 9 yards with the sciences, but you definitely get to specialize in what you're interested also.
Also, just a side note, Matthew had a question about how is economics in the College of Arts and Sciences different than economics in the business school? So economics in the College of Arts and Sciences is going to be a bit more intensively focused on economics, whereas in the business school, it's a concentration. So you'll take general business classes in a lot of different areas, and then you'll have 15 credits of economic-specific classes. You'll have like money and banking, some micro and macroeconomics, and then I think you have one upper division economics course that you can choose what you want to take. And then in the economics major in the College of Arts and Sciences, you have a bit more freedom. You have specific classes you need to take in applied micro, as well as in kind of advanced microeconomics or advanced economics in general. You also have to take classes on like Marxian economics, and then you have some more kind of prereqs for it. So more like micro, macro, applied macro, stuff like that.
I'd just also add that there are a lot of students who are interested in pre-professional kinds of tracks, like going to law school or going to medical school. And we had a question in our previous session about what the best major would be if you want to go to law school. And there really is no one right answer for any of these different routes that you want to take. The different programs really don't care what your major is in, as long as you get the foundational courses that will make you successful as an applicant and that will help prepare you for their program. So we have a lot of pre-med majors who actually are not majoring in the sciences, but they still have to take a number of science classes in order to prepare for that MCAT. And then we also have students who want to go to law school who are majoring in virtually any kind of major you could imagine. And they really need to focus on developing their writing skills and critical thinking skills, which is what the LSAT is going to be testing them on. So you need to find something that you're interested in doing and pursue that particular passion through your major and whatever minors you might add, as well as thinking ahead to what is it that I'm going to need specifically to be successful in my career. Any other thoughts before I move to the next one? All right. In addition to all of the experiences that you'll have in the classroom and in the labs at Gonzaga, we are also very excited that students do a lot of other things related to learning outside of the classroom. And most specifically, those kinds of what we call experiential learning opportunities that will really enhance what they are learning in the classroom by allowing them to apply it in the real world. So one example of this are service learning courses. And throughout the curriculum, we offer courses where the professor has intentionally built in opportunities for students to go out into the community and to do studies related to the concepts that they're working on in the classroom. And I know that one of our students was in an experiential learning class, so I was hoping you could tell us about that.
Yeah, so the kind of, you mean the service learning classes?
Yeah.
Okay, so the service learning classes are focused on kind of one subject, but then you have to do kind of volunteer work associated with it, which is really cool because you get to do kind of hands-on volunteer work, as well as some kind of interesting things like helping out with marketing, or we did some surveys to kind of see how useful what the campus kitchens, which is what we were volunteering with, was, which kind of helps provide meals to students at some of the elementary schools around the Gonzaga community who can't afford those meals. And so it was a really rewarding experience. I learned a lot about how to kind of use some of the stuff I have learned over the years at Gonzaga in more practical ways. And the professor was very passionate about it, which makes everything better.
And then we also offer students opportunities to either earn academic credit for internships, and sometimes they can find paid internships that allow them to really truly explore a particular career path. And some of the ways that we help facilitate that beyond just having courses that focus on this within specific majors is we offer career treks, which are events that are organized just for Gonzaga students that take you to a city, either within our area or even sometimes outside of our area, to San Francisco or to Boston or to Washington, D.C., to go meet up with people that work at some of the most influential companies that you've probably heard of, like Starbucks and Microsoft and Google. And we have Gonzaga alums who work at all these different places who are very excited to invite us to bring small groups of students there to learn more about their career path, to learn more about opportunities within their company. And this often allows our students to find these internships that they really are interested in, and to dip their toe in the water, so to speak, to see if this is a career path that they want to pursue. So we're very proud of that particular connection that we can make with our alums. And then we also offer opportunities for students to do research with faculty members. And that doesn't just mean in the sciences, that extends into the humanities as well. Students do research in almost every one of the disciplines now. And again, sometimes that's for credit, and sometimes we have very generous donors who've given money to Gonzaga specifically so that students can get paid to do these research projects. And so maybe we can hear a little bit more from Riley about what she's doing.
Yeah, so as I said before, I'm a bio major with a research concentration. And even though it's only my freshman year, I found already I have a ton of opportunities for research. Currently, right now, I'm talking to my chem professor about possibly doing research with him over the summer, next summer. And if you can't find research opportunities in the faculty at Gonzaga, they can like hook you up with people at schools around, or if you want to go back home for summer and you want to do something there, they can find professors there, or you can reach out yourself. And I would recommend doing research if you want to go into the STEM field. It looks great on a resume, and it's always just a good experience to have that in-lab experience.
Thank you. Yeah, the picture in the top right corner it's really cool, because one of our students who did research through the generous donation of the Morrises, through our Morris Fellowship, was able to study music and to actually write down music as he heard it within this small village in Africa that he went to visit, where they don't actually ever write any of it down. So he was one of the first people to listen to what they were doing and to write it down and to have something published from the works that this particular village had. And so that was really, really cool. So these research opportunities span the different disciplines, and they really are truly valuable, and they're ways that you get to really apply what you're learning in your classes. And then of course we have numerous study abroad opportunities for students, and our students go around the globe. Let me get to that. I'll go ahead to that slide right now. So we have students who go to different parts of Africa and to our Gonzaga in Florence program and to Literary London. And some of these are faculty-led study abroad programs where faculty from Gonzaga actually go with the students to these different sites, and they are their teachers at these different sites. But then we also have in-place study abroad experiences where students will go to a program at a particular location and study there and get credit back at Gonzaga for the work that they do through that different location. And then there are study abroad opportunities that are not necessarily directly connected to Gonzaga that our students sometimes pursue, as well as opportunities within the United States to do some work at a different institution or at a different location, depending upon what your passions are and what you're interested in. So I was hoping we could have some comments about study abroad. Maybe Erin can share her experience with us.
Yeah, so I returned from Amman, Jordan about 3.5 weeks ago. Thank you, coronavirus. And I had spent 2 semesters there. My first semester, I did a program focused on an internship. So I had an internship at the Middle East Children's Institute in Amman, and then I also took Arabic classes and then 1 content class, which was an amazing opportunity. I learned so much Arabic. We took a language pledge there, so I wasn't allowed to speak any English, which was crazy. And then the second semester was a Arabic intensive program, so all of my classes were taught in Arabic, and I had 10 classes of direct language classes. So I thought it was a very rewarding experience. I think wherever you decide to go, you learn a lot, you meet a lot of interesting people. Gonzaga did an awesome job making sure it was an easy process, getting my credits transferred, making sure I was still gonna graduate on time. I have a heavy course load, and I was still able to go abroad for 2 semesters and be okay, which won't necessarily be the case for everyone. But Gonzaga definitely works with you. They work with you on transferring your scholarship and making sure you can find a program that is a good fit for you, both academically and financially.
Are there any questions out there, Zusel, that are related to this topic?
Yes. So do study abroad programs help complete language requirements that the university has?
Yeah, I bet Erin got language credit for her program. Is that right?
Oh, did I? About 25 of them.
Some programs will either require or encourage you to take the language course of the language for the country you're going to before you go and while you're there. Some of them will only have it while you're there. So it depends on the program a little bit, and also the level of difficulty for that certain program. Like Spain has 3 different study abroad programs that elevate in difficulty. And you have to have a certain amount of classes to go in, a certain one, or to be a Spanish, major or minor. So it depends on the program, but they will definitely get you those language credits.
I would like to note as well, for students who are interested in international studies, you have to fulfill 2 classes above the 300 level in order to fulfill your requirement for that specific degree, not College of Arts and Sciences in general. But if the language that you want to study isn't offered up to that level at Gonzaga, you can do a language intensive program in country to fulfill those requirements.
I'm just going to, oh, go ahead, Zusel.
I said that's it on study abroad so far. There are about 10, 12 questions in the queue for our questions section.
Okay, I'm almost done with these, so we'll finish up and then we'll take the questions. I'm just going to skip back one slide because I skipped over this one kind of briefly, but it was just a little bit more highlighting the work that our students do once they've done a research project. Often they will go and present the results of their work at regional or national conferences, and sometimes our students even win awards for that. And often students are co-authors on manuscripts that the faculty write about particular data that they have gathered with the students' assistants. And we're very excited that we're currently working on building the Integrated Science and Engineering building, which will physically connect Hughes Hall, which is where biology and chemistry and biochemistry are located, with the engineering building, and that will also connect us physically with math and physics. And so we'll have this little STEM corridor that exists once the ISE building is built that will also promote interdisciplinary work among students and among faculty. And I think that's going to be really exciting. It will also have a place for the psychologists to do some research in the building as well. So I just wanted to highlight that in addition to doing research, students get to actually go out and showcase their research at these various conferences. And they do as well as graduate students. And then finally, I just wanted to mention our fabulous faculty members. So one of the things that is unique about Gonzaga, especially if you're comparing it to a large state institution, is that the faculty who come to Gonzaga want to teach. That is their primary mission. And in everything that we do, whether it be in the classroom or in the laboratory or mentoring students in other ways, we are there to help educate our students. And we're mostly focused, especially in the College of Arts and Sciences, we're focused on our undergraduates in our undergraduate program. And so you will be instructed by faculty members. And we do have some students who serve as teaching assistants, but they aren't your primary instructor. So you will have these very committed faculty members who are your instructors, who are your mentors, and who serve as your academic advisors while you're here. And we have a lot of very creative faculty members who are interdisciplinary in nature, who bring together disciplines as diverse, for example, as biology and dance, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner there. And our faculty win awards for the great work that they do, and they're dedicated. We have a whole bunch of people who've been here a really long time, like Patricia and myself. And so we love it here, and we're committed to teaching students here. And so I think that's worth noting, that if you come here, you're going to find faculty members who really, really want to teach. So that is all for my slideshow.
Great.
So take questions.
So the first question that I have is, how difficult would it be to pursue a Bachelor of Science major and a double minor?
So it really does depend a little bit upon what the area that you're pursuing the Bachelor of Science degree in. So each of the different majors has a different number of of credits that you have to take. So for example, a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry has quite a few credits that are connected to it just because of the nature of the work. So you have to be a little bit more careful when you're combining that with minors, but it's very doable. And we have students who double major or who get a major in one discipline and minor, or 2 minors in other disciplines. They do it all the time. So again, careful planning, conversation with academic advisors, and then just being a little bit realistic, because our goal really is to help you get out in 4 years. And at a certain point, you really can't do it all. And so that's another place where your academic advisor can help you think about what is really most important to you. And maybe you dabble in something, but you don't necessarily have to get a minor in it if it really means you're going to be able to graduate on time.
Great, thank you. This question is actually for Riley. Why did you choose College of Arts and Sciences over human physiology, if that was something you were considering?
Yeah, I actually came in as a human phys major, so this is an interesting question. I would say both majors are pretty similar. Like if you end up doing bio or chemistry, there's definitely going to be a lot of overlap with that and human physiology. I personally ended up picking bio just because it gave me a little bit more versatility. I didn't know for sure when I came in my freshman year that I wanted to go into the medical field. So I wanted to be able to have some other skills besides just strictly medical things that I could do instead. Human physiology, I would say, is definitely more medical and very direct to that program, but there's nothing to say that you can't do any major and still be on the pre-med track. I just personally wanted to have that versatility and that flexibility.
Yeah, I would just add that the College of Arts and Sciences is really focused on breadth as well as depth. And then if you go into the other schools, they really are more focused on specific tracks. So they're more professional schools that really do have that kind of end point in mind. Whereas the College of Arts and Sciences, we really want students to be broadly trained and ready for anything.
Great, thank you. Our next question is a student that's interested in ecology, which they believe falls under the biology major. Would they be able to place an emphasis on this as they study biology?
I'll start and then maybe Riley can add to this too. The biology department is actually currently considering having specific tracks within the major. So you'd still probably major in biology, but they are working right now on looking at a couple of very specific kind of directions, but they're still very broad. So like ecology is a huge field, but if students aren't interested in ecology, we want them to know that yes, you can follow that particular path. So they're considering, for example, having a path in ecology and a path more in cellular and molecular biology, and perhaps a path more in physiology. And so I think that's kind of exciting because it really packages things a little bit differently and makes it more obvious to students that if they were to major in biology, they could find what they're interested in there. Because the term biology is so broad, it really sometimes is hard to know what does a biologist actually do.
And I will add to that, as you get to your higher level classes, your junior and senior year, you have relatively flexibility on what classes specifically in, like due to biology you can take. And they have a lot of, like specifically about ecology. So if you wanted to just take all ecology electives, you could totally do that and you'd have a lot more knowledge. Or if you just want to get a broad base of biology, you can do that. So it kind of gives you a little bit of flexibility in that sense.
Right. The biology department does have a research concentration within it, so you could definitely focus your research within ecology. The next question is, can you please explain, if you guys have any information about this, this might be more honors related, on how their courses would be adjusted if they were within the honors program?
Patricia, do you want to take that one?
You're muted. Patricia, you're muted right now.
Sorry. So the honors program is something that students from the college and the other schools can participate in. So it's not only College of Arts and Sciences students. There are special sections of the core curriculum classes that are set aside only for honors students. So there's a communication studies section or two for honors students, for example. And then when you're in your classes with majors, you're going to be in classes with other majors who are not in the honors program. So that's a very general answer to your question. I would encourage you to go on to the Gonzaga website and look at the honors program for more of the specifics that you're looking for, but I hope that gives you a start.
Just to add to that, you are able to go up to 21 credits without paying an additional fee with the honors program, as well as with other honors style programs, such as the Hogan Entrepreneurship Program and the Comprehensive Leadership Program. And so they all function kind of similarly. You'll have specific classes that you need to take every semester, but there is a little bit of flexibility in how many classes that you can take. And so because of that, most students are still able to be on track to graduate in time, not have to sacrifice taking any other classes. It's just kind of like adding a minor on, but it has kind of more specific requirements.
Great, thank you. There's about 10 questions left. So, and then about 8 minutes left in the presentation. So I'll go ahead and ask, and then with that in mind, keep it as brief as possible. But we haven't talked about this. Could you talk a little bit more about criminology, sociology, psychology programs at the university?
In our psychology department, we have faculty who are generalists, but some are trained in clinical psychology and others do experimental and research. So we can work with students who do both, and we do have a research track or concentration in psychology. You also want to know about criminology and sociology. Do you have any particular questions about anything?
I think it'd be helpful to talk about the research. Oh, can you major in sociology without it being related to criminology?
Yes.
Some of the classes are taught by professors that have specialties in each, so they're definitely fields that cross over to one another, but because you're studying sociology doesn't mean that your focus is within criminology. It's not an inherent that they're the same curriculum. They just overlap a lot. The next question is, are there specific courses that involve astronomy or astrophysics for students interested in that area?
Our physics department actually offers some courses for non-majors that are really very interesting. I think if you remember, one of the core requirements is scientific inquiry. And so often they will offer an astronomy class for the scientific inquiry course, which is in part designed to try and get students interested and motivated in taking more physics if they can. But again, they have some upper division offerings that might be of more specific interest to students in that area. And there aren't quite as many physics majors as in some of the other majors. And so often the physics students get to talk to their faculty members and ask if some of their special topics courses that they have to take in their advanced studies could focus on a particular topic. So because there aren't that many majors, they get to steer a little bit more, I think, what their topics courses really focus on based upon their interests, which is, I think, a huge advantage.
Great, thank you. I can answer this question. Are there restrictions on places where you can study abroad if you only speak English? Yes, there are specific language requirements. Some of our language programs are fully in that specific language. So if you don't have the background in it or can test for the proficiency in that language, I mean, taking physics is hard enough. Imagine taking it in Spanish when you don't speak it. So they're going to make sure that you really have that background for that. So yes, there are some ones that you need that language requirement to participate in. Is Gonzaga planning on adding more courses in global health or public health?
That is something that we are very seriously talking about. So there is a partnership that we have now. I don't know if you're familiar with it, with the University of Washington School of Medicine. So first and second year medical students who have been admitted to the University of Washington School of Medicine can actually be on the Spokane campus, which means Gonzaga University's campus, to take their first 18 months of medical education. And some of our faculty actually teach in that program. And so one of the really cool outcomes of that is that we have broadened kind of our experiential base in terms of the people that we have as resources who can help inform the development of programs like one in public health. And there is significant interest from the School of Nursing and Human Physiology, as well as from sociologists on campus who specialize in health areas within their research field and within the sciences, on seeing if we can put together at least a minor, if not a major and a minor in public health. So what we've done up until now is students who are interested in that are directed towards specific courses that are focused on that topic. And then that has allowed them to go on into master's programs in public health. But eventually, I absolutely expect us to see the development of some kind of either minor or major in public health within, I don't know, 5 years or so, but I don't know how long. But there's a lot of interest and there's been a lot of preparation for getting something like that proposed.
Great, thank you. A few more questions. There is about 3 more minutes, so if we can get a couple more questions in, that would be great. What is the art department like at Gonzaga?
I just provided somewhat of an answer. We have really exciting, young, wonderful faculty who are experts and artists in printmaking, painting, ceramics, film, and one of our faculty members, an art history specialist. So there's a whole range of topics. Classes are small. We have a really nice facility in Junt. So I hope you'll, again, go online and check out some of the faculty interests in some of the classes.
Great, thank you. Can you talk a little bit about the Film and Media Studies program? And then that'll probably be our last question.
The Film and Media Studies, so in our integrated media program covers journalism, public relations, and broadcasting. We have a faculty member who is in both the integrated media department and the art department. And he's just been here for a first year. His name is Matt McCormick. Go online, look him up. He had a film at Sundance this year. So he's quite impressive. You would be better off again looking at the catalog for the specific requirements because I don't have them in my head right now, but you would basically take core curriculum classes as well as the hands-on classes in film and integrated media.
Thank you. I was muted. So I am going to put my email address in the chat function. If there are any remaining questions, feel free to send me an email there. The presenters information along with, I believe the students information is in there as well on our webpage if you have any additional questions that you'd like to reach out to them. So you could definitely do that. We are currently in the next minute going to be in the Straight Talk with Students student panel. I just sent that link in the chat, so please feel free to copy and paste that within your web browser to get to that Zoom link. But thank you so much to our presenters and our students for being here. We'll hang around for a little bit just to guide students to that part of the section, but that'll be our panel with current students.
Great to see all of you. Good luck finishing out your senior year, and we hope you come to Gonzaga in the fall.
Good luck, everyone.